Happy Friday. I'm going to try to keep it brief because it's awfully warm outside. Are we oversharing too much on social media? Are we telling our business? Are we telling all of our personal business, our beefs with people, family, friends? Are we showing too much? Weigh in and take the poll on my community page. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend. It's the Queen live. Decided to sit out for a little bit and come on and see what you all had to say about oversharing. Uh, Telling our personal problems. Should we be sharing our personal problems, our health issues? Should we take pictures of ourselves in the emergency room? I don't like that, especially if you're banged up. I don't think you should be taking pictures of yourself banged up in the hospital. I remember seeing pictures a couple of years ago of somebody in the hospital, and they had been in a car wreck, and I mean their wounds were really really nasty, and I was like, why are you posting this to Facebook? So certain things we don't need to post. Pictures banged up, wounds. You understand what I'm saying? I don't think that's a good idea. Photos of your children. Some people say you shouldn't share photos of your children on the internet. Now, I get it. A lot of people like to share the pictures of when there's birthdays, holidays, things like that. But you don't ever know where your pictures are going to end up. And that's any picture of you on vacation, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, it doesn't matter. Also, new people you're dating. I don't think you should share pictures of people you just started talking to, dating, sleeping with, whatever, because you don't know where it's gonna go. And you post a picture of you hugged up with your little boo thing, whatever you want to call it, and then 2 days later, 3 days later, you two aren't talking. You've blocked him, he's blocked you. So it's kind of like, okay, this ain't good. And people are going to start talking, asking questions. Hey, where's that guy that was in that photograph with you? Where's that lady you were in a picture with? And you're gonna have to say, we ain't together. We ain't talking. That's over with. So be careful about sharing pictures of new people you have met. And also just letting people photobomb, jump in your photographs. I don't like that. That's a pet peeve of mine. Just like right now, I'm out in a public area going live. Anybody can jump on, run up, want to get behind the camera, jump in the video. I have a thing about that. As you all have noticed, those who follow me, when I would go out on the weekends or through the week, people always want to jump into live streams. My thing is, just because you see me live and my camera out, that does not mean I want you in my video. Because one, I don't know you, and it's rude. So jumping in people's photographs, people used to do that a long time ago. I think some people still do that. Don't do that. They're going live in a video. Don't jump in the video. And also, if you see them filming something or filming somebody talking, don't jump in the video. Don't throw a bird. Don't throw a bird. Don't jump in. Don't try to jump in the conversation because it's rude. They're not talking to you. They didn't invite you. We are doing too much. All these videos you're seeing lately, TikTok videos, showing people out here doing stupid stuff, doing crazy stuff, talking loud, arguing with the guy behind the counter. They have a really crazy situation of a young lady who is not taking care of herself because she's under the influence of mental illness. Don't know if she how a person excuse me can go downhill from the use of drugs and mental illness. And I get it. People want to show things, show how people are dressed, how people are looking crazy in the Walmart, letting their boobs hang out, their buttocks hang out. But the thing is, if you weren't dressing like that, you weren't looking like that, nobody would have anything to film. And that's the thing that people don't understand. You're walking in Walmart, Costco, half naked. You got your private parts hanging out, see-through outfits, hair all on top of your head, 15 different colors, looking like a clown. You should know somebody's probably going to snap a picture, make want to come up, snatch your camera, snatch your phone, whatever, knock you down, hit you. Hell, might even pull a gun out on you. It's that serious out here. But I do believe it's time for us time. But there's always going to be somebody that's going to disagree. But filming things, you have to be careful because somebody may not like it. But I always say, if you're walking around minding your business, you're acting cohesively, like whatever that means. Nobody has to film you, okay? You see, a lot of people are on drugs now. A lot of people are making that as their content. TikTok. Uh, some people might be genuine just to show you, hey, this is how bad drugs are affecting our community. And some are just getting it for the likes and the views. You're entitled to your opinion. Or airplane flying above, or they're filming their car, or they're filming something, and you just so happen to be out there you can be in that video. That's why you need to act accordingly, such as I said, dress like you got some sense. Women, young ladies, girls, you don't need to be out here half naked. You don't need to be out here shaking your booties. You don't need to be bending over in front of the camera. To me, that's very disrespectful, especially if you're an older person like me, 54. What are you doing bending over showing your buttocks? Walking around with coochie cutter shorts. Come on. You're too old for that. You're too old for that. And somebody films you, you get wind of it, now you're upset, you got an attitude. Well, you put it out here. You walked outside like that. So that means you wanted attention. You wanted to be seen. Just keeping it real. But let me know, do you think we're oversharing? We're talking too much, talking about crazy things we shouldn't be telling about ourselves, family, friends, neighbors, filming altercations, fights, people throwing down at the, as I said, the Wendy's and the McDonald's. And it's getting serious out here. The people are now actually killing each other over a chicken wing or the fries weren't hot enough. It's out of control. As I brought you all the content about the black lady being escorted out of church, that was crazy, crazy, crazy. To see this elderly lady in Mississippi being dragged out of church by sheriff deputies. And there were her church members, they were filming. And it's like, okay, I'm sure this is going viral because I'm sure there were many people in the church probably filming. Please check out that live video I did the other day. It's a very good video. It does show the altercation with the deputies. And I don't really know what happened down there in Mississippi at this church. I just know it's some he said, she said going on. It all started about a deacon getting hit or assaulted last fall, 20 church. If it was about this deacon being pushed, shoved, hurt, they said he had to go to the hospital. Don't know how old he is. Church members are not in agreement with this pastor. Don't know how long he's been working there. But obviously he and some other members felt threatened on that certain day with the deacon altercation. He wants these church members out, and that's why the little black lady got escorted out that day in that video, that Sunday service back in June. I believe it was Father's Day, I think. She was escorted out. And some other people also with the news camera people were there on that Sunday service. They went there to go to church, and they were told their positions were gone and they were no longer allowed in the church. But the crazy part is they were court ordered not to attend service, and they showed up anyway. So you're entitled to your opinion. You know that if you get a court order, a restraining order not to go somewhere, trespass, you know you're supposed to adhere. You don't have to agree with the court order. They may feel like, well, it's the church, this is my church, I can go. Well, the law says no, you can't come in here. Them elderly people showed up anyway. And I'll tell you something else that's even more crazy, is that when I look at all the people who were at the door, trying to go to the church door, they were all elderly people. That's what's so crazy, is that they were all elderly people getting escorted out from the church. So it's like really, really crazy. But I don't really know what's going on. It was also allegations about a finance committee that the pastor was starting. So I don't know if they don't like this pastor, they don't like what he's doing. He's not inviting people to business meetings, so on and so forth. So what is it all about? Altercation with a deacon. They don't like the new pastor. They don't like the business the pastor's conducting, not conducting. He's not inviting certain people to the church meetings. I don't know, but this is what I'm saying. You see the video, you don't really know what the hell is going on with these elderly people and the people in the church. And this is a small town, Mississippi. Ain't no telling what the hell is going on in that church. And that's why I try not to judge the situation, because you just don't know what it's all about. I got a feeling it's a combination. Elderly people probably won't change. Pastor coming in new, wanting to do some change. They don't like it. He's doing stuff behind their backs, not inviting certain people to the meetings that he's probably already had words with. Boom, boom, boom. But that's the point of this video. That video was filmed. Probably several people were filming. I'm sure she doesn't like to see herself being pulled out of church by sheriff's deputies. Now those videos are going to be viral. Helicopter flying. But are we oversharing? Whining on the internet, whining about our problems, whining about the world, whining about politics, whining about Mr. Trump, whining about this person, famous people. You get what I'm saying? But that's the whole point. People are entitled to their opinion. They want to go live. They want to give their opinion. They can, but you do have to be careful what you say. Nasty memes on their Facebook posts, racial memes. It got wind. Somebody sent it to their supervisor, their boss. Next thing you know, they're being called into a little meeting, and poop, 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 they don't have a job. Same thing with school. A lot of schools, they have the same criteria. You're putting racial posts, threatening posts. You're talking about unaliving people. Woo, woo, woo. Next thing you know, you're being called into a little room, and they want to know what the hell's going on with you. Next thing you know, you're not attending school anymore. So you do need to be careful about what you're saying, what you're posting. And the one thing that I get sick of is just the vagrancy of women half dressed, bending over, shaking their tails, sitting with their legs. Not only are you allegedly a female, because you're not representing yourself as a lady, you're somebody's mother. So it's even worse when you see 1 minute they'll be talking bad about them, calling them all type of nasty names. To the next minute, they're walking around up here with that type of female on their arm, toting her around like she's arm candy, and she ain't. But as they say, birds of a feather. So also, you have to be careful about everything you do out here. Company you keep, people you talk to, people you hang with, public places you hang, bars, situations, it all matters. Sometimes you don't think it matters, but it matters. But that's my commentary because I'm burning up out here. It is really humid. I'm in East Tennessee, Knoxville, and I'm about to pass out because it is really hot. I did not know it was this warm out here. I thought I'd come out later, to cool off. But I wanted to talk to you all about this. I should have done this live during the day, but I did it tonight. And I decided to, rest up and spruce myself up a little bit. But I do think we're oversharing. And the one thing that I don't like is putting family drama on the internet or doing live posts like what I'm doing, going live talking about your mother, your father, your brother, what you fell out about, all that type of stuff. Putting people's personal business out there. That's another thing, such as outing people, gay, bisexual, HIV, whatever. Got to tell you a story about that here in a minute. That's going to be a doozy. Should people be allowed to do that? Should you be reprimanded for outing someone? Okay, such as a woman married, dating a guy, she finds out he's bisexual, gay, she caught him in an act, saw text messages, photos, pics, videos. Should she put him out there? Vice versa, female, weigh in. Long story short, today I was out. Hello, how you doing? I took a trip on a van, on a public transport van today. And the crazy part about it is the person who got on the van knows me, their neighbor. They act like they didn't see me sitting in a chair next to them. And it went to an HIV clinic. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here thinking maybe that's why she didn't want to say anything, because she knew where the van was going. And she didn't want to acknowledge that she was getting off at this place. I didn't even know what the place was until I Googled the place, pulled it up, and read the bio on it. And it's a company, clinic, that gives out syringes, therapy, support, help, food, whatever, to people with HIV/AIDS. And she's been sitting outside for over a month and a half, begging, bumming, using people, finessing people, manipulating people. Had the nerve to have a dog. The dog people have come, the ASAP, CP people, whatever, they came to check on the animal. And then here she is, using these people. Allegedly got her money robbed, can't pay her rent, and she's HIV positive, obviously. So why would you be going to this clinic and getting shot? Now, I told myself, due to the fact that I watched her and see that she's a manipulator, she might be just going there pretending she got it just to get anything free they can give, because she's that type of person. She's lazy. She acts like she can't do nothing for herself. But it just stunned me when I was on this transport ride. She got first. And she was talking all loud and everything about, oh, there's nobody here. Oh, I see somebody's here. Oh, there's 2 people here. They ain't open yet. Never once acknowledging that I'm sitting in a seat across from her. But any other time she can speak, say hello, woo, 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 when we see each other here at the building. Stay woke. She gets up, gets her little push cart, her dog, whatever gets out, don't say shit. And now I know her little secret, which I can see why that building is ducked off on a side street because it's probably a building they didn't want to have on a main street where people could see the title of the building, ask people, hey, what type of place is that? And then somebody says, oh, it's a place for people with HIV/AIDS to get help with, whatever. It's not on the main street. It's on a little side street and down a little dip on a hill, going downhill on a side street. So I can see why they put the building where they put it. And what's interesting to me is when she got on that transport van, ain't no way she didn't see me sitting in that chair or saw me when she was sitting down wrestling with her seatbelt. And when she got off, she didn't want to acknowledge she was going to that place. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I just think it's interesting. She's always outside, pissy, wetting herself on a diaper, got the nerve to have an animal that she don't take good care of. And then she's also got the package. And steady talking about men, dating men online, this and that. One minute it's a black guy from Atlanta, appeared to be a younger guy, not really sure. Don't hear no more about him. And then today she was supposed to be leaving for Texas. So she was saying, well, I really don't need to worry about getting help with my rent and moving because I'm supposed to be moving out of town. But somebody said that was the version she gave last week. Now this week it's the same version. And I bet you if I was out here earlier, I would have seen her. She ain't went to Texas. She ain't went no damn where. She right here in good old US of A, Knoxville, Tennessee. And Texas got their own problems right now. They were underwater. To be continued. When I get an update on that little story, I'll bring you that information. But anywho, are we overshot the skit thinking it's real, but it ain't? And some people think they're funny. I mean, some of them are okay, but I also think it's bad too to use children in some of the skits because you're really using your kid for likes and views. And is that right? Just saying. Because we have seen a lot of stories of people on social media, such as YouTube, they ain't who they claim to be. And you start hearing a lot of crazy stuff. You also have people calling in on the people, calling DHS on the people, saying they're mistreating their children, their dogs, their cats. This is why I said you have to be careful going live and what you show. Because everything is not coffee table talk, if you get my drift. And when you're using your children for those skits and asking your kids 1,000 questions, what's wrong with elderly people? Making videos about people with dementia and just keep asking them the same question over again, over again, over again, over again. What's my name? Look a little bit later. I'll stay in touch. Like, share, subscribe. Drop the comments below this video. And if you'd like to donate to this great network, $129 Cash App. Stick out. Lower those cameras. Behave. Ladies, keep your skirts up. Men, keep your pants up. Be careful how you treat people on your live streams. Don't tell all your business. Don't put your address out there, where you work, and don't keep it on your profile on your Facebook page. Everybody don't need to know where you work, where you live, because you can be found. And speak of the devil, here she comes. Shut up. I like your hair.